Carl's pants were stuffed full, and that was just $20,000 in cash. Carl was on the run, heading to Mexico with just $20,000 crammed into every pocket and fold of his pants. The remaining $16.98 million, that was Mike's job to smuggle out. To avoid suspicion, Mary gave Mike a bizarre makeover, transforming him into something that looked like a cross between God and a cat meat. The airport security guy was so spooked, he waved him right through. Meanwhile, back in the States, the police had reviewed security footage and uncovered the entire heist. They immediately issued a public broadcast, putting out a nationwide alert. But by then, Carl was already in Mexico, dreaming about the promise Mary made, to join him there and get married. Instead of a bride, though, international agents showed up. Luckily, Carl was quick on his feet and managed to slip away. Turns out, Mike had always intended for Carl to take the fall so he could keep all the money for himself. When he saw Carl was now a wanted man, he felt totally in the clear and started spending big, buying a mansion, a sports car, the whole lifestyle. But with no news of Carl being caught, Mike got nervous. So he hired a hitman and even handed over a stockpile of weapons. The hitman, though, got distracted. He fell in love with an antique gun hanging on Mike's wall, the kind legendary assassins use in movies. Carl, completely unaware that a hit had been placed on him, suddenly got a call from Mary. Her conscience had gotten the better of her. She warned him about the hitman. Furious, Carl called Mike to negotiate. Either Mike gave him his share of the money, or Carl would turn himself in and expose Mike. Mike didn't even flinch. He already knew Mary had betrayed him. He said if Carl turned himself in, he'd kill her. That way, Carl would lose both the money and the girl. Carl couldn't let that happen, so he used a fake identity to sneak back into the US. At the same time, Mike was throwing a huge ocean-themed party. Carl disguised himself as a neighbor and slipped inside, eventually finding the room where Mary was being held captive.
Smell your scent anywhere, okay?
They stole a car and sped toward Mike's gated estate. As they approached the massive iron gates, Carl didn't hesitate. He floored it. Just then, Mike caught up and slammed Carl's car into another vehicle. Carl looked up, right into the eyes of the police sitting inside, who'd been listening the whole time. Unaware of the cops nearby, Mike kept beating Carl and bragging about how Carl was just the errand boy and he was the real mastermind. The cops were overjoyed. Talk about a confession falling into your lap. Because of Mike's outburst, Carl ended up with a super light sentence. In prison, he became a legend. After all, he was behind the biggest cash theft in American history. Now that's what you call a movie based on real events.